Hi everyone, I'm Ellen from Kotata today. At Community Living, we have done a lot of talking in the last year or so. We talked to people we support and families in whānau, staff and loads more. We wanted to find out what people thought and what we could do better. We talked about why we are here, our services, how we work, our culture and our community. We came up with our new strategy. Whoop whoop! In the next month, we'll be talking to our CEO all about what we have come up with. So watch this space. Hi, I'm Ellen.
Hi, I'm Hayley.
Hi, I'm David Oldershaw. I'm the Chief Executive of Community Living.
Hi, David.
Hi, Ellen.
So the first big question is, what is Community Living here for?
It's a great place to start. So Community Living has a vision, and it's about supporting disabled people to thrive in the community. And that's been pretty much the same since we started way back in 1989.
What does that mean, though?
Well, it means putting the power in the hands of disabled people to live the life that you choose. And we do that by partnering with people, families, and the wider community.
Don't we have a special name for that?
We sure do, and it's called Ngā Te Mana, which literally means the power is with you to live the life that you choose.
This is what we stand for at Community Living.
People directed, disabled people and people close to them choose what happens with support.
We partner really well with disabled people and their communities.
Advocates, we listen to and amplify the voices of people we support.
We do things, and if something doesn't work, we find a better way.
Outcome driven, we measure our success because your success is our success.
So many disabled people don't get to choose who they live with, where they live, or what their support looks like. We're working to change that and give disabled people much more flexible options. The Enabling Good Lives approach has been around for years, but the traditional residential models are still the dominant form of support in New Zealand. So we've decided to change things up with our Ngā Te Mana pilots. We're rolling the pilots out at a small scale to start with, but the idea of them is to give people a whole lot more choice and control about what their support looks like, where they live, and who they live with. There'll be more information coming out about the pilots, but in the meantime, if you're interested, let us know.
It says here we have key strategies.
Yeah, that's right, we do.
The first one is about Ngā Te Mana and enabling good lives. What does this mean?
It means that we make sure that we do things the right way. The Enabling Good Lives principles, things like self-determination for people, easy to use, engaging early with people, and Ngā Te Mana is the community living way, how we do all.
And the new pilot program is part of that.
Exactly, yeah. It's a way of giving more people more choice and control about how they live their lives and how they're supported.
What else does that mean?
Lots of things, really. It's about being person-directed in the way that we deliver support to people. So you get to live the life that you choose, and we support you to live that life.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Kotata Tēnei. One of the important things we are thinking about is social capital. Social capital is about social connections, social skills, and social influence for our well-being. It's important we grow this. When we have more social capital, we get more opportunities to build the life we want. That's why here at Community Living, we are creating opportunities for people to grow their social capital. Things like get-togethers, events, advocacy, opportunities, and more.
The second key strategy here is partnering with people to grow and thrive. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's about supporting people to grow in confidence about the choices that they've got in life and in the community, and supporting them to exercise that choice. It's about growing in confidence.
Like the social capital we talked about.
There's a bit about growing trust and confidence by communicating openly.
Yeah, so that means that we'll share what we're doing and how we're doing as an organisation.
Kind of like these videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also doing what we say we're going to do consistently.
Don't we normally do that?
I mean, we do, but there's always room for improvement.
What else could it mean?
Well, under that heading in the strategy are a range of different things like supporting people to stay healthy and also helping people to connect to their culture.
Like Modi Water?
Yeah, exactly.
People with intellectual disabilities have some of the poorest health outcomes out of any groups in New Zealand. We want to change that, and one way we're working on it is through our annual health check, which is a specifically designed preventative health check for people with intellectual disabilities. It's a targeted annual assessment. It involves spending some time with the GP practice where they'll work through a range of assessments to make sure that all of the preventative checks that a person should be getting to make sure that they stay healthy, they are getting. We're starting to roll the health check out this year, and we think it's a great first step for improving health outcomes for the people who we support.
Number 3 is growing our service offering.
It's about providing more services and a wider range of services to the people who we support.
So we get bigger and better.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's not all about being bigger, but we want to provide a wider range of services to people that they value and that they want.
Aren't we already quite big?
One of the bigger providers. We're not nationwide like some, and we define our patch or our territory as Waikato and Bay of Plenty.
Okay, but we don't have services available everywhere.
Our offering's not that consistent across the Midlands region, and we're trying to, over time, to get more consistency. So everything that we offer in Waikato, for instance, we offer all through our territory.
Number 4, housing options. That reflects how people want to live. What if I want to live alone?
Yeah, well, that's one of the options that we want to provide to more people, so that you can live however you choose and however you want to live.
What are we doing to make that happen?
Well, lots of things, really. We've got a plan to improve the places that we own now, to develop new housing that reflects how people want to live. So be that smaller groups or larger groups, and where people want to live and who they want to live with.
What about if I want to own my own home?
Yeah, well, that's an option that we'd like to help to provide people. You know, home ownership is a great thing to aspire to, and it won't be suitable for everybody. But for those who want it, we want to give those opportunities. And that might be through things like what are called progressive home ownerships, where people can rent to own, or other people may want to just rent a house, or other people may want to buy a house outright.
We are staff,
We're on the Kato Te Tine, the board advisory group.
but we are a lot of staff at community living.
More than 600.
So we want to make sure all our staff love their job and ready to support people.
That means we're working with staff to improve health and safety and well-being.
We are making sure we hear what staff have to say,
We're properly training and equipping them.
and we are making sure staff can do what's best for the people they support.
Number 6 is part of the community.
Yeah, that's the one. So that's about supporting people to really engage with their community and making sure there are lots of opportunities for people to do that.
And advocacy too. Speaking up for people also talks about engaging with different cultures and all kinds of different people. That's really cool.
What does it mean that we'll inform our community?
Yeah, it's really important that people understand what we do. So if there are services or supports that we offer that people can benefit from, that they're able to because they know about them. So an important part of engagement is working with communities, and that could be schools or community groups or sports clubs or whatever, to understand who we are and what we're here for and who we support.
Which is part of why we are making these videos.
You might not know that in 1989 we were one of the very first community organisations to support people moving out from Tokanui Psychopedic Hospital to live in the community. In the following years, Community Living supported around 180 people to leave the institution and live in the community. And the number of people we support has grown consistently since then. Moving people from institutionalised living to living in the community meant that we were leading from the front. And now it's time to innovate again and push for the next step. It's time for us to give people a whole lot more choice and control over where they live, and how they're supported.
Working smarter, so like innovation and stuff.
Yeah, that's about trying new things. Not just that, but making sure that what we do, we're doing really well.
So easy to use and things don't go wrong.
But that's the idea, but of course things sometimes don't go as planned. So that's part of innovation too, making sure that when things don't go right as we planned, that we own that and we move on and we find a better solution.
I wish my phone would do that.
And we need to make sure that we measure things so we understand what's working for people and what isn't, so we can adjust as we need to.
How long is community living going to stick around?
As long as possible, forever, we hope. We want to be here for people when they need us and in the form that they need us. So that means that we've got a plan to be here for the long term, making sure that our funding and our finances are sustainable too, so that we know that we can always be here for people.
So if someone is being supported by us, but also by their parents, we could take over if their parents can't support them anymore.
If we needed to, yeah, and we're really keen to work on options for advocacy so that people and families can be really confident that there's always going to be someone to look out for a person for as long as they need us.
You've heard a lot about a strategy plan.
There's a lot to give.
Yeah, maybe we should just think about what we're going to do first.
So like the short-term plan,
I think it's called Year 1 Strategic Priorities.
Well, first we're going to finish the No to Mana pilot program, which is giving people more choice and control of their home.
And then we need to start giving people updates on how we are going.
We'll have to measure maybe service into the meetings,
which means you might be invited to help us improve the way we do things.
Watch this space.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.